Fiddle again, and hello, it's Vo. Welcome back to our playthrough of Magic Online. We're still plugging away. We've got 2 more games to play in the 3rd stage of our sealed league. I really want to add more Krosan Druid basically, so we can survive to the late game. Maybe this is what we missed all along. That we can ramp our way up to getting enough to play a kicked Krosan Druid. If we can do it 2 or 3 times in a game. If we add the 3rd one in, not sure what we'll take out. Blessing of Belzenlock. We do have a few legendary creatures, but not enough that'll reliably gain us a lot of life. I don't think combat tricks are necessarily where we want to be. And we do already have the Gift of Growth. I don't think we want Broken Bond or Pierce the Sky in our main deck. I think we do want to leave them in the sideboard. Maybe we switch out the Gift of Growth instead of the Gorger for our 2nd Krosan Druid. Rule of thumb is that you want 15 creatures and 8 other. A lot more elves. If we do swap it out, kinda do like the Syncopate in our deck. We could switch it around like this. Let's try the triple Krosan Druid. Well, looks like a keep. We've got a lifelink unicorn and 2 Krosan Druids. All we need now is the land. At least this way we won't be worried about running one out. We can keep hold of a 2nd one until we've got enough land to kick it. Permanent saplings. That's fine. Our unicorn's pretty good at blocking those. Okay. Sap Herd. So now we're going to need to run out Krosan Druid to protect against the Sap Herd. Just need to make effective blocks so we don't get run over. That's good, no attacks. Well, we've got no targets for the Divine, but it's another way to gain us some life. Maybe we want to keep up our defenses. We do of course have the third one that we can pick up in the late game. Maybe it's right not to hold on to it when we don't have other plays. Hopefully we can keep the board stalled. Oh dear. Okay. So they can still go pretty wide around us. Sarah Angel. So we're going to need a second black mana. Second swamp. Throw an elemental. Still a couple of turns away from that. So we're going to take a hit from the Sarah Angel. Pierce the Sky's looking good in our sideboard. Well, we can grow. Opponent can't counter it. That way we can get the second swamp that we need. We can leave the land up. So we can play Invoke the Divine as an instant if we need to. If our opponent plays an enchantment maybe. If we can get down Bells and Lock, then we'll be able to block the Sarah Angel as well. Sanctum Spirit. See what happens with Bells and Lock. 2 cards, that's fine. Now we just need to dodge a Blessed Light. Or Dub, maybe, for the Sarah Angel. Opponent could be holding it. The Blessed Light. If we had the land, we'd run out Tatiova, but maybe we could have a look at what's in hand. Or we could just run out the Thorn Elemental. See if we leave up enough mana. We can do both. Thorn Elemental can be the one who does the attacking. I have 2 Eviscerates in hand, but no black mana. And they got greedy by holding their Druid. So hopefully we can pick up a land next turn. Cast Tatiova and then lay the land so we can draw a card, gain a life. And then maybe run out the Unicorn as well. Pegasus. I guess we play it out. It does give us an emergency blocker in the air. Should Bells and Lock suffer some terrible fate. Gonna get him with the elemental. Start doing them some damage. let's do that. You should always multi-block the Thorn Elemental with enough creatures to kill it. So even if your opponent decides to get through with the damage anyway, at least the Thorn Elemental dies. If you don't, it's just going to do the same thing again next turn. Pegasus, not scary. They're still desperately wanting that black land. Right, now's our opportunity. So we draw a card, gain a life. Gonna get in with the Thorny again. See if they're wiser this turn with their blocks. Yep, now they get it. Well, we could arrange these so that we trade, but I just want to get through. I'll trade my Thorn Elemental for 7 damage. Again, 3 back with a lifelink. So it's 4. But we're still setting up well. Still holding Invoke the Divine. We've got our Vampire for next turn play. If we find land that we can keep using Tatiova's passive ability. Or we find our third Krosan Druid. Then we can gain a life. Enough life to feel more comfortable. Well, we've been waiting for them to play Blessed Light on us. We can play it on them. Bells and Lock has Trample. So even if they block with their Pegasus, they'll still take 3 damage. Could also attack with the Pegasus and Tatiova. That way if they block Tatiova, the Pegasus dies as well. Let's see where the Pegasus goes for blocking. Okay, stops Tatiova. They're still taking 7. We got 2 Eviscerates in hand. Guess we run out an Unkicked Gorger. So we don't die on the crackback. So pump spell or something. Wow, are we dead? I reckon we can trade off our lifelink creatures and stay alive. Okay, let's make intelligent blocks. So we'll kill that. We don't mind trading off our lifelinks, so the biggest creatures. I'll call these 2/2s. So we'll let through 2/2/2s and 6/1/1s. We gain 4 life. Opponent's tapped out with 2 eviscerates, and we win. Well, we definitely want Pierce the Sky. Get rid of that angel. Don't know if we want or invoke the divine. Maybe we keep it. In case there's something that we our opponent didn't draw, but is still pretty powerful. I'd love to burn out the saplings with popping in red, but maybe we just run it back. Forget the Pierce the Sky. Give me a land, my green land maybe. Keeping a 2-lander on the draw when you've got so many lands in the deck. Chances are you're going to draw a land in your first couple of turns. But we would like to see a green land. So then if we pick up Grow from the Ashes, then we can go get the colours that we need. Or even just a black land so we can play this Divest. The Jousting Lance. See what they do with their turn if they want to lay a land and equip their little dude with a lance. Can always give our unicorn the lance when it's our turn. Run out the unicorn, pray for another land, equip the Jousting Lance, make it a 4/2 first strike lifelink and attack with it. Or if we draw land, we can maybe run out the Pegasus. And that kind of forces our opponent to spend all their mana equipping their little dude if they want to attack. Don't know what they're considering in our end step. You can time out. You can see the clocks ticking away there. You don't really want to win by timer. I've lost to the timer a couple of times when I first started. But then when I could see my timer was running out and I started using the keyboard shortcuts, they're much faster. Also right clicking when a trigger comes up on the stack and saying always yield saves a lot of time when the same ability is triggering multiple times over the course of a game. Takes up time for you to OK every time it happens. If you're having to OK the same thing over and over again, right click on it and say always yield. And that saves some time. I think you also forfeit the game you're playing if you're inactive for a certain number of minutes. I guess if you're waiting for your opponent and you think that they may lose to time or inactivity, you could maybe go have a look in your graveyard or interact in some way to show that you're still there, just in case for some reason you both get kicked for inactivity or something. We've got nothing in ours, but we can click on them anyway. Lovely empty graveyard. It tells the game that we are active, willing, ready to play the game. If only our opponent felt the same way. Hope they're okay. Something terrible hasn't happened. Like the computer has just crashed and never come back. Just gonna ride it out and see if they time out or get kicked for inactivity. It's not the best way to win, but it will mean that we win our first match. Doesn't make me feel good. Does mean a few more play points, but it's sad. Hope our opponent's okay. Well, we've won the die roll. The advantage is ours. We don't have a green land to make this good. We do have divest. Let's see what we're up against. Choices. Don't really want to get milled. Unblockable, that's just something that happens. We've got Thorn Elemental. Can't be annoyed with that. I'm really keen to see a forest though off the top. Well, we can get the Pegasus. I would love to draw a forest and then an island right after it. Please. Navigator's Compass, well, it can help us fix a land into being green, and then we can grow from the ashes and get a blue, or maybe get a green. Opponent's gonna need forests themselves, but of course they have MVP, Skitter and Surveyor. I reckon our deck would have been a solid 5 or 10% better if we had Skitter and Surveyor. at least we've got a forest now. Guess we still have to grow, unless we run out and unkick Krosan Druid and hope for another land next turn. So we can cast a kick to grow. Maybe we just try and race them. They're still a ways off the Bailoth Gorger. They still need another forest for that. Getting in for 2 unblockable. The ban. Well, we've still got the same choice. Do we just grow? We do have another play. Can't play the Corsair and hope for a land again. I would like to get out the Cloud Reader Sphinx. So maybe we take a turn off here. To go get an island. Yeah, Skitter and Severe would have been more useful than our Navigator's Compass. For sure. But it has done its job a few times, I must say. Multiple forces are coming through. It's another reason we need to get more creatures down. Think about. So annoying. I'm not gonna leave one back. Get down the Bailoth Gorger and give that flying. Leave back the Krosan Druid. We're up to 6. I think we do just want to get out the Gorger. Forest, there we go. Wow. Well, I'm glad we held back the Pegasus. Things are getting pretty dire. Pegasus under the bus. And then we're gonna get out the Thorny. Down to 8. Well, they got all the removal. Never mind. They were coming in for lethal anyway. Okay, what do we want to do? We need to win 2 on the trot. Fungal infection is actually fantastic here. It's never been so good. Again, we'd love to splash red for that Radiant Lightning, but don't think we should. Triple Krosan Druid. I love him. I don't know. I think we should keep that. Super late life game plan, I think, is what we should have been doing from the beginning with the cards we had. Just run it back. Well, we've got plenty of land and we've got Blessed Light. Let's just hope they do nothing for 5 turns. I'm sure we'll pick up a 2 or 3 drop. There we go. Follow this up with a Pegasus and we'll be fine, we'll be laughing. I'd rather have loads of land and nothing to do with it than be holding loads of cards and how to discard them to hand size, because I had no land to play my spells. Well, Skirt and Surveyor will help them get the land they need, but it is an Invoke the Divine target, which I'm just going to fire off right now. Get that out of the way. That way we can still get in and do damage. Throw an Elemental. Something nice for our future. They're up into Eviscerate territory. Let's see what they do. Deathbloom Thallid. Well, we could exile it. Be a pretty aggressive move. I think would be better maybe playing the Cloud Reader Sphinx. Get the Scry 2. Jousting Lance is good. We also want the land, I think. Put the Jousting Lance first. Let's offer up this trade. See if they go for it. That's fine. We don't care about a sapling. If they play a big creature here, we can Blessed Light it and fly in. Right, maybe we can't fly in. Well, well, we're on 30 lives, so we can set up what we want. They do have plenty of removal. I reckon they went for the extra packs to end up with so many good black removal cards. They are playing multiple colours, but either that or they just got the best 6 packs ever in terms of removal. 4-2. No biggie. See if our Thorn Elemental can stay alive. Come on, no removal. They're not coming in. Thought they were going to make an attack there. Maybe we'll play the Icy Manipulator. And equip the Thorny Boy. Is this Syncopate? Yep. Okay. That's fine. I'd much rather that than a removal spell. Blink of an eye. Boo. At least I didn't get to draw an extra card. Death Touch. Yeah, we probably want that out of the way. It's probably the best target for our Blessed Light. Mending. Probably fire this off. Leaving up our planes so we can get back our little unicorn. Maybe we want the Sphinx first so we can scry at the start of the next turn. Means we don't make a play here, but we can take a hit for a turn. Get back our Druid. We can gain the life back. Can't afford it. So maybe this turn we just do the Blessed Light. See what they get up to. Yargle. It's a bit of a disaster. So we got an extra land. Now we should be able to kick the Druid. We need to stop Yargle. Krosan Druid doesn't kill Yargle in a block. So maybe we just chump Yargle. Krosan Druid, doing so much work. Paladin's getting annoying. Just these two coming in. That's fine. The Sphinx can trade for Yargle. Don't think we want either of these. Or both. I don't know. Feel like we need to draw our one and only Blessed Light, or at least a fungal infection, so we can kill our opponent's Saproling and make one of our own. That would be just as good. Or a second Krosan Druid in our triple Krosan Druid build. Kicked Gorger. That's trouble. Get the Thorn. They can trade off against each other. Maybe we chump, kill that, kill this, and then we can keep our Thorn on the mountain. Thorny boy can stay. If we have a string of chump blockers to chump their Gorger, if things go horribly wrong, we could always invoke a Divine and destroy our own Jousting Lance to gain back 4 life. We do need to draw a creature next turn to chump the Baloth Gorger again. Wow. Oh. Thought we were going to get away with murder there and they weren't going to attack with it. Maybe they fear we have the pump spell. Well, that's the best kind of chump blocker we can ask for right now. We'll lifelink. Please no removal. Yeah, we're just going to assign the damages to it unblocked. Thank you. There we go. Sideboarding. Whoa, what sideboarding? We have the perfect deck. Triple Krosan Druid build was the secret we were missing all along. If we'd built a deck like this in the first place, we clearly would have won all our games. Well, It's a bit land short for my liking. Better. Tatio, yeah, I kind of want to keep this on top even though we don't have a blue land. So we've got a turn 3 Courser. Grow is perfect. That's exactly what we want. Go get a blue land. Get the Courser first. If we pick up a land next turn, we might wait until turn 5 to play the Grow. Rude. Casting down our Courser. 17 more turns, we're dead. 4-2 is a little bit more of a threat. Paladin got us for a few last time. I think we want to let it through. Still early the doors. I think we want to go for the Kicked Grow for the Ashes rather than the Blessed Light. See if they're going to syncopate it. No. Maybe saving their syncopate for something. They could just have nothing but land, but I doubt it. It's more likely they're keeping up their mana for syncopate. Valid. Well, we've got our first Krosan Druid. Guess we try to exile it. Exile this guy instead. Playing around syncopate is difficult, but unless they tap out, kinda got to if we want our spells to resolve. Been blown out by it just far too many times. It's a critical game for Pride. We want to win this one, fair and square. Without having to rely on our opponent dying at their keyboard. No, Yargle. You can turn into a 0-4 wall. Druid number 1. You can get out and trade for a Death Boom Salad. Death Touch guy can go. Now we know they have Blink of an Eye, so Blink of an Eye can put the Yargle out of play back into play, and it'll lose its enchantment. presume they're gonna do that. Maybe not. They can use Blink of an Eye on their own creatures, their own permanents. I think that would have been a better play. So they got the ooze. We'll get out the manipulator. And if they decide to use the Blink of an Eye on the Argyle, we can tap it down before it comes for us. I could have done it in our end step, but they chosen to go on into their turn. Don't know what they're saving it for. Yep, they're finally going for it. They could have done it in their end step. And they're not even kicking it to draw an extra card, which is madness. They can't even recast it because they don't have enough land. So we get fungal. I guess we run out Tatyova now. Well. There goes our Pegasus. We denied the Sapperling. Stop them getting in at all. Well, it was fine with our Tatyova. Oh, what a draw. What a perfect sequence. MVP Krosan Druid. The land gave us exactly enough to kick it. Now, do we want to block Yargle? Gain 10, lose 9. It's not great. I think we have to trade off. Did get back in the game, but every land we draw now is a wasted opportunity, like that one. Guess we can hold on to it and pretend it's something amazing, like a combat trick. Maybe opponent's doing the same thing. Maybe we're both sitting holding a forest, try to pretend it's something amazing. Well, we got Sphinx. Probably should have played our land first. Don't need the compass at this point, I don't think. And if we play it after, we can turn one of our lands into a mountain and use the ability. Come on, Druid, you can do it. Krosan Druid. Look at him go. Doing all the work. Oh, here's where we get milled to death. So we can attack with both. Or just the one. Attack with just the one, it's totally the safe line. If our opponent gets removal, they're probably going to use it on the vampire. In Bolus's clutches. So they mill us. They're going to steal our Icy Manipulator. Oh, swines. Well, we'll use it before they steal it. That'll be tapped. We get milled, there's nothing we can do with that. Oh, and because we got milled, then we don't get to use the Navigator's Compass to finally use the Vampire's ability without any mountains. That was going to be great. So we're getting in with our flyers. What is this? Kicked Bailiff Gorger. Now we're both top decking. Our top deck is not that great. Tapping down a flyer. Slowing down our clock. This could cause us a little bit of trouble. Hopefully we can't be milled out in the time that's going to take us to kill them with our flyers. They can't tap down all of our creatures, only one. Okay, Bells and Locks, see what it gives us. Making the standard move. Tapping down the biggest threat. Now we've got the Mountain of Dominaria. We don't worry about getting milled out, because we can shuffle all the cards back into our library. We can't afford to play it now though. might need to play a kick druid if things go horribly wrong for us. But we definitely gain 2 life by doing this. Double tokens for our vampire. Then we can cast the druid as a chump blocker for the Baloth Gorger. So even if Bells and Lock gets removed, we can still chump block. Well, that's not removal. Looks like we've won a game, legitimately. Yeah, team comes in. Krosan Druid. Best creature in the game, clearly. Makes the ultimate sacrifice. Puts another counter on the vampire. And that's that. We got the GGs. And there we go, we got 30 play points for winning 2 games instead of just 10 play points for winning 0 games. That's going to be it for our sealed league. So we didn't get the best of pools, but we made the best of it. Played our games. We've got our play points. We can carry these play points into other events. We can maybe play a few single games of Momir Basic, which will be the next topic for Magic Monday. So we'll see you for that video. Until then, take it easy. Good luck in your games of Magic, and I'll see you very soon.